Hi, this is Nelambo, the lotus, what we actually call lotus. Many people get confused between water lily and lotus. So this is what I want to make it clear. This is lotus and the leaves would be above the water level. Alright, and the water never, stops up on the leaves, and this is how it looks. So basically this is Nelambo, which has aerial leaves, starts with the floating leaves like this, which would be on the water surface, later turns up into the big leaves like this, the second stage, and then forms these aerial leaves, and that is when you get to see their buds. And this is how it starts, then into this and then into this. It's a very cloudy day, the blooms aren't that attractive, but still, here we go. So these are called the lotus tubers. Alright, the root system. Basically tuber is nothing much but the root system, and this is how it looks. So sometimes you might get just something like this with very tiny leaves, and sometimes maybe with a little bigger leaves, and sometimes with the roots or without roots, because these are not made, they naturally comes out. So every tuber would be of different shape, different size, and also different look. So this is how it looks basically, and now I'll show you what to do with these. The first thing for a lotus, in lotus you've got about 4 to 5 different varieties. I don't call them varieties but sizes, I would put it more precisely. So you've got the bowl lotus, which can be grown in like 6 to 12 inches pots, which we will do it later. For now I'll show you the standard one. Then you have the small, large, medium, and then large, medium to large, and large. There are a lot of sub-categorizations in it, but now I'll be showing you the standard one. So to plant a standard lotus, all you need is a tub like this, which is approximately 1 feet in depth and 18 inches in diameter. So 1 by 1.5, which you get it anywhere on the roadsides and any stores these days very easily. So this is one, and it can be of any color, preferably round, no square and rectangular pots for lotus. Alright, so the first thing what goes into this is the manure or compost, whatever you're comfortable with. So let's go ahead with the manure today. So now I would take some decent amount of manure, which do not have any measurements, like enough. See, I would only say the ratio, which is 40 and 60%. So all you need to do is pick up all the dirt from the manure. Try to make it as clean as possible, because these can lead to root rots. So just try to clean it. You don't have to ensure that it is crystal clear, but then a rough cleaning, and this is how it goes. And once you're done with this, you would top it with the soil. Okay, and when it comes to soil, a lot of people have a doubt that are we supposed to use only the clay soil. Fine, if you can get the clay soil, wonderful, nothing like it, because it does not dirty the water, and it has a great potential to hold the tubers tight. So the tubers will be tight into the soil, and when they shoot up, they will shoot up with a good strength, so which is absolutely good. But however, if you don't get them, you can always use the red soil. Alright, and I'll show you how to go about it. So now some red soil into it. To this extent, yes, this should do. Okay, so now ensure that there are no rocks in it or any big lumps. I mean, they're any which way is going to get soft once they get into the water. So this is how we arrange it. And the ideal thing is, if you prepare this bed at least 3 to 5 days before in hand, it's going to be really good. The lotus tuber will get adjusted very fast. So what happens is, if at all there's any infections in it or any worms in it, they all would die, and the heat, the excess heat in the soil and the manure would also get away. So now once you do this, this is like approximately 60% or 50% you say, because another 10% would go down, because once you pour the water, because of the weight, it's gonna get down. And now let's pour some water into it. gently. Yes, enough. So this is what you do. And this is what it would look like. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes for everything to settle down and look good. So by then you can always leave it aside, and then you can pick up all this excess manure which comes out of it, or any dirt coming out of it. And this is how you set the bed for about a week actually. So if you do that, and the minute you get the tuber, you float it in water for about 1 day and then plant it, it's going to be wonderful. It's fine. Finally, this is how it looks. The soil gets wet and it will all be set. And you can dry it to a little more extent as well. As you know, this is a one-time recording. You don't get to see all that, but this is how it looks finally. So this is the tuber, which goes this way, you know, into the soil slightly and gently. Do not push it too much. And this is how it would be. And you would fill in some water. So while you fill in the water, just ensure that you place your hand right next to the tuber so that it does not come back and float. So a little amount of water, that is like 3-4 inches for now, should be absolutely fine. Enough. So, yeah, that's it. So after you pour the water, this is how it looks. I mean, do not fill it initially. Let it be this way, or maybe a little more you can, somewhere up till here. And as the plant grows, you can start increasing the water level. So this is one method of planting a lotus tuber, and there is another method too. For an example, this tuber does not have roots yet. So to be more safe and sure to get some roots and then plant the tuber, you can always do a half planting method. So the half planting method goes something like this. Nothing different, it's the same, but you would not let this part get into the soil. You would just put this into the soil and leave it like this. So what happens, and little more water level is what you maintain, and you get to see the roots popping out from here. This forms all the roots, and later then you can slightly and gently push it into the soil, which might take about a week or 10 days. So that purely depends on the climate. All it needs is a minimum 6 hours of sunlight, and the maximum you can give. It is never an indoor plant, it's always an outdoor plant, and they thrive for heat. And the common problems what you get to face in this is snails and algae, which is part of aquatic plants, and you have to get used to it. There's no other go. Snails, there are different trap methods, which YouTube has a lot of videos. You can just take that reference. And algae, it's of course the manual cleaning and overfloating the water once in a while. But while you're overfloating, ensure that the soil is not disturbed too much. Right, so that is like the basic gardening knowledge what we all need to develop or try to gain before we adopt a plant. And this is all about it. And this dust and all this will get settled as time goes. It might take about 4 days or 2 days. It depends purely on the breeze and the soil and all of that. So don't worry, and please do not disturb them in the name of cleaning. It is going to look little dirty initially, but later it's all going to look wonderful. So you can see something very close by. So this is growing and this is growing. So this is all the floating leaves. This is how it looks initially, and then later turns into the aerial leaves. This is how the aerial leaves come up, and then it goes healthy like that. And some blooms there are elsewhere, I'll show you. So for now, hope you understood. This is how it grows. It can start with as tiny leaf as this. So don't be wondered, like, you know, when Abhi showed us, it was like huge and stuff, and why am I getting tiny leaves? It can start from here and goes up to this size and even much bigger. You might have seen lots in my Instagram videos or the posts. So that is how it goes. So this is all about lotus, and few things which I don't personally use, but then I would like to tell you. Before filling the manure into it, you can always use about 4 to 5 teaspoons of NPK or DAP granules at the bottommost, which is at your risk, I would rather say. I don't prefer that, but if at all you want to, if you feel that your soil is not really fertile or it's not rich, you may use that as well. And as the plant grows, how to feed them, that will be taught in the next video. For now, this is all about lotus, and fill the water once the plant starts growing. That's it. Thank you.
If you like this video, do like, share and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will get the notifications when we upload a new video. Thank you.